Sydney taking on Carlton. There's some people you know in life, when they walk into a room, you just smile and you start to giggle because you know they're a little bit different, but they bring entertainment. A couple of Brownlows in the premiership, and now former special comments man Chris Judd turned 40 today. Juddy, happy birthday. Great to see you. Is it a big milestone? Is it one that's pumped you up, flattened you? How are you feeling?
It's a big one, the Guru, and good to be back on air in my natural habitat, to be honest.
Well, you're radio, not TV. We ascertain that.
But it does feel a bit different, the 40.
Right.
None of the other birthdays have really touched the sides. But when you're a 20-year-old, you always view the 40-year-olds as being over the hill and touch the sides. But, you know, I went bald at 19, Howard. I took the hit early, and you just roll with the punches and you keep moving forward.
You still look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, Guru.
How are you feeling about the Blues tonight? It's incredible that the last time they played a final was when they looked cooked and you tore Richmond apart 10 years ago to deliver their last finals game and win.
I'm feeling good about them. A little bit nervous. I quite like Sydney as a team. And it's not overly wet, but it's a pretty windy, messy night. So you wonder if that quells Charlie's influence. But feeling good about them. I think the week off would have done a few of them well. And I think they just need to be good enough to win tonight.
How invested are you, Judd, man? Because you see some past players dialed right in and get emotive about it. Are you...
Like Duke?
A little bit that way. Are you someone that's riding every bump tonight or not?
No, not very. I mean, I've seen you punch the windows and walls before. And I'll be honest, it's undignified as a man of your stage in life coming on like that. But I hope they win. To be honest, I never understand the past players that get angry. When they have a bad game, I just feel sorry for them because I remember what it feels like when you're going through that sort of a rut, and it's horrible, and there's nowhere to hide. So I'm rapt to see them enjoying their footy and playing well and winning, and it's been good to watch.
More importantly, your boys are out here playing in the Little League game. Now, how are they feeling about that, and what has been your direction towards the boys? Because I feel like they're a bit on edge.
Just careful that chewy you put down there.
He put his chewing gum on the paper.
Noodles.
That's disgusting.
But the boys are a bit nervous. They're a bit jumpy about the 95,000 people, which they feel are there to watch the Auskick game. They don't realise there's a game going either side of the Auskick game that's also important. And it's been a difficult one to manage because you don't want to sort of say, no one's looking at the Auskick because that belittles their experience. So I've just been talking him through some of my strategies for big game performance, Nate. And, you know, pressure makes diamonds. And Beck was clear on that early on, and that was certainly true for her. And that's the message that's the message the Twins have been getting.
Just back to the footy for just one question.
Do we have to?
Judge, yeah. Charlie Curnow, how big is he?
Great question, people. I'm glad you asked a footy question because I was starting to feel this was a bit Mickey Mouse, and I'm more here for the hard-hitting footy stories. And is Charlie a good player? Yes, he is, Purple.
Where do you put him?
You know what? You wouldn't trade him for anyone at the minute.
One of the great questions.
And I think, you know, it's just my opinion, Purple. And
Is he right up there with the best we've seen?
another great question.
Do you know who he is?
Right, he's won two Colemans in a row. No, he's not right with the best we've seen yet because he's early doors. But I don't think there's a player in the league you'd trade him for as the way he's currently playing. I think he had a brilliant season last year, and he's had an equally brilliant season this year. But what he's done is he's just done it when the team needs it, and his ability to go to another level when the game's up for grabs is what's just separated him from other players this year, which has been great to watch.
Now, I know you're not that deeply invested in the game, but as you look at this Carlton group, is this under Michael Voss and the makings of this group here, does that inspire you towards the next flag for the Blues? Do you think it's out of this crop?
Potentially, yeah. It's a bit early to go when you haven't won a final for 10 years. It's a bit soon to be going premiership talk, but I think you can certainly see the nucleus of this group. And when you think of the big four at Richmond that were there for a long time, I think, you know, the top-end players of this group are still there for another 5 years. And there's some really good kids coming through. And it looks like the list will be better in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years' time. And I don't think there's another team in better form coming into the final. So I think it's fair to say, yeah, it's a reasonable chance this team will either have some success or be a regular top four team, which gives.
Let's get him back into ground that he even cares about. He doesn't care a lot about this, and I can see his eyes glazing over. He started the Serity Fund after the great Percy Serity.
Well, last time we saw him, he was just about to launch it.
And it was causing him a little bit of anxiety. Tell us about the fund, Judd. Are you
good,
making
Jude.
money for people?
Yeah,
Where are we at?
We're 3 months in. We've just under 5% for the first 3 months, so that's
Oh,
good.
nice.
So we'll take that. So, but markets are hard. Markets are tricky. So we just we take it 1 month at a time, Duke.
What
But,
sort of area are you targeting? If you had to say a general area in the market, what are you looking at?
Geez, we're long uranium at the minute.
Uranium.
Yep, we long uranium.
Right.
Woo! And, and
This is the man that could invest your money. That's what you get. You don't normally get that when you get
Nah.
your boring financial
We do
planner.
come on and ask you a lot of financial advice. So I want some for Howard because of all the government grants he got during COVID, which
I'm
was
amazed he took them all.
a lot
to
of
be
them.
honest.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
put that into a brewing company called
Yeah, yeah.
the Bowen Heads Brewing
Bowenhead
Company.
Brewing Co.
So, and he's not telling us how much he's invested. He doesn't like beer himself. So
No.
just some advice on Howie and his partnership.
I brought you some beer.
Yeah, well, it's actually quite good beer, actually. I had some the other day. The Japanese lager.
The Japanese lager.
It's a,
That's my man.
Bang. Look, Howie's become very greedy. And he's changed a lot. I don't recognise the man that walked in here 6 years ago with his thongs and his sort of a carefree attitude. He was still the kid in Nicaragua there, travelling around, getting held up, and now he's become a greedy capitalist. So
Two families.
two families, but he's. I got nothing. It was a shit question, Duke, to be honest. You know?
That wasn't my question.
Speaking of Chris Judd on the Friday huddle, Maynard, did you see the incident? We've all had a crack at it here,
Mate,
Juddy.
it was fine, wasn't it?
Okay. I thought that's what you would say.
He's a star,
Yep.
and there's no way you could plan to crunch someone. No one can think that far ahead. And no disrespect to Maynard, but particularly to Maynard. You know.
Do you think he should use that as his defence?
Wow.
Would you character reference him? Would you?
I really like him as a player and
Yeah.
as a bloke, but he's jumped up to smother the ball.
Yep.
You know what they've got to ban? They've got to ban slow-mos.
Well, Nate thinks he had options.
Oh, Nate talks a lot. Nate talks. He says a lot of things, Jason. They've got to ban slow-mos. When you're in that slow-mo, it feels like you've got 3 minutes to make the call. When you're out there, you're spotting raccoons, purple. Bang, bang.
Your pressure point looked worse in slow-mo too, didn't it?
Absolutely. And that's another example of it was I misunderstood, probably. You know,
Where did the raccoons come in? I didn't get the
when you're
raccoons.
spotting raccoons, you've got no time. I don't know if you've been raccoon hunting, Howard, but when you're raccoon hunting, you bang, bang, bang. You've got no time. And that's what it's like out in the arena, Howard.
One of my favourite things that I like to discuss with you was the drama that you had on the Mornington Peninsula where you did...
Misunderstanding, Duke.
You
Misunderstanding.
described as some backburning. It was a record fine from the Mornington
Environmental,
Peninsula.
like.
$60,000 if you include legals, Duke. But look, I want to apologise for keeping the community safe from bushfires. And we've seen issues. And we know the climate's changing. And is it always changing? Probably. But bushfires are a real risk. And, you know, do you get rid of a bit of shrub to save the neighbourhood? Maybe. And did I cop the whack for that? Of course I did. But...
You're presenting the Norm Smith medal too. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, Howard.
Are you going to bring some of your opinions to the microphone, or are you just going to hand it over?
Oh, I think I'll have a bit to say. But
What will you do if you find yourself in a Roscoe Dinning moment?
I think you'd have to make the call, Jason. I mean, history looks kindly on people that act with courage, Jason. And technically, I'm not
changing
voting.
the winner.
Technically, I'm not voting. But once you announce it, it's going to be hard for them to pull it back.
I am voting.
We're not still on air, are we?
You've got to go and look after your young blokes.
that would be good.
Great to see you.
Happy
Good luck
birthday,
with
Jumpman.
it.
Thank you,
The
James.
Charity Macro Fund, if people want to get invested, what
get
do they
involved.
do? What do they do?
Check out the website, Howard.
Check out the website.
Thank you all.
Well done to you, Chris. Great to see you, the great
See you,
two-time
Jumpman.
Brownlow
Yeah,
medalist.
Juddy.